Chris, we are always interested in more information around this time of year.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny. We were talking about at the top of the newscast, we're tracking moisture. It's almost getting overwhelming, the amount of information we can start talking about so early on, and what we've been watching for with regards to models. And again, models are not what's actually happening. It's what could happen later on in the future. And some of the models were kind of sniffing out maybe a little feature trying to get going into the Gulf of Mexico. Actually, it would be a surprise if the models hadn't been doing that, especially the GFS. What we tend to see early on in the season is something that tries to break off of this area. This is what was called the Central American Gyre. It's basically a broad circulation where we can get little spin-off disturbances, and one such feature may try and go into the Gulf. We may get one in the Caribbean. We may get one that goes out into the East Pacific. The point is, early on in the season, we do tend to look at this area as kind of a hotbed for development. And that is what a lot of the models had been kind of trying to figure out if something would form. Now, what we're also watching at the same time is kind of a surge of moisture. Now, what broad circulation that Central American Gyre may help to do is bring that moisture toward us. Now, in the near future, next couple of days, it's going to be focused over the Florida peninsula. As we get later on into the week, and especially this weekend, that moisture may try and head up toward us. You kind of see what looks to be almost an attempt at a little surface low forming per the GFS. If that's the case, it may really enhance our rainfall coverage. It also has a little feature down toward the Bay of Campeche. And it's the Euro that is really harping on maybe something down in the Bay of Campeche. So kind of within that Central American Gyre, moisture comes our way, yes, but not nearly as much rainfall from the Euro, and a lot of it may just be on Sunday, with a lot of it then shifting a little bit more to the west on Monday. Point is, what we're looking at likely right now, and again, this is just based on what the models are saying at the moment, we'll have the rainfall moving toward Florida as we head toward the end of the weekend, maybe toward us, and right now probably no real tropical development. Here's one of the big factors. We've got strong wind shear that's going to be increasing as we head later on into the week. That will continue on through the weekend. Wind shear rips apart any potential development. As long as we got that strong wind shear in the Gulf, we are in good shape. And that looks to be the case right through this weekend, and kind of getting an enhancement as we head towards Sunday and Monday. So we're not really looking at a very hospitable environment in the Gulf of Mexico for development. And that is what a lot of the model consensus is saying. This is kind of a model consensus of rainfall, bulk of it toward Florida. And then as we head toward the end of the weekend, we may see a inch or two at the very most, based on models at the moment. Again, things could change, and we'll be watching it all week. We've got